Beautiful people.
What you what was that? You? I thought you.
No, he was inside.
Came down here and did something.
He needed something to write on his boxes for work.
Is he taking a lunch?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, dude. Yo, I'm gonna put these pictures up one day.
You said one day. Oh, you said Sunday.
Always. You always got some work. Just want to work on me, man. I'm telling you.
I appreciate it, babe.
Project, something to do.
You love it.
Who?
You.
You love me to love it.
I do.
Like I don't work already.
You work so hard. I appreciate it. Happy Tuesday, beautiful people. It is August the 16th, 2022. Day 187 of year 4, reading through the books of the law and the prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1205. Today we are picking back up in the book of the Ark of Bond on page 444. And today we start learning about China. We finished up Moses yesterday. Today we're going into China, learning about China. All right, Tiffany. Hey, girl. Hey. Oh, my gosh. Everybody over here on YouTube. Shayla. Hey, girl. Hey. Auntie. Blissful Rising. Brian Jogi. Hey, there I go. On the lookout. Hey, girl. Hey. Vinette. Shalom. Shebrew. All praises to the Creator. Shalom. Faithers. Lavon. Blessings. Kindred. Love, light, and wisdom, fam. Miss Amazing Wonders, Grand Rising. Anita, I greet my family in the name of our Creator. Shalom. Okay. All right, beautiful people. Oh, look, wait, hold on. I don't think she's here yet. And I just said all the names. Oh, no, there she goes. Set apart, Grand Rising, my faithist family. Look, yesterday, I think it was maybe the second or the third time Selah video cut off. Somebody asked about the purification prayer. They was talking about, do you repeat the prayer in the shower? And somebody asked where it was at. I think the first person to ask where it was at was Set Apart. Remember, we read the whole chapter the other day in Ezra chapter 16. The purification is called the purification prayer. It's what was that? I forgot the page number. But Ezra chapter 16. Did I write it down? I know I posted it. But anyway, I think the portion when they was getting in the shower and what you repeat, and to pretty much summing it up is, Father, help me to wash my spirit clean as I wash my body. Something like that, right? I tell you. Hold on. Let's gotta find escrow again. Hold on. Yeah, it cut right out because I had copied and pasted so I could put it in there. Then his video froze like right after you asked the question. 585, the book of Ezra starts. Chapter 16, 15. No, I'm sorry, not 16. Was it 26? 27. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Chapter 27 is on page 606. And verse 3. Ye shall bathe once every day from the crown of the head to the sole of the feet, and before bathing ye shall say, before thee, O Jehovah, Ormaz, I will put away the filth of my body and the evil of my spirit. And after bathing ye shall say, as I have with water washed clean my outer man, O thou Jehovah, help me to make clean my spirit. That's where it's at. Yeah, so his video froze up after that. And I think I posted it. Once that short little snippet video ended. I actually copied and pasted the whole chapter and put it in the comments section, just in case you had came back and was looking for it. First time, shalom. Elijah, shalom, shalom. Jen, hey, guy, hey. You remember it? Okay, she said, I remember the reading now. All right, beautiful people. Shebrew, okay, you was asking also. Okay, well, there it is. God's book of Esther, chapter 27, verse 3. But read the whole chapter. Read the whole chapter. It's so friggin' amazing. I didn't even know it was there until Anita told me the other day. She sent me a message. Sis, go read this chapter. So I read it, but it was good. All right, so let's get started. Father, help us to learn the song that you put in each of our spirits, that we may sing it beautifully in this world and the worlds to come. All right. Okay, so we starting on page 444. I said we would read the last sentence of the end of Moses because it actually kind of alluded to the next chapter. So the verse 23 on page 443 says, "Hear ye now of chine of the land of Japheth." And then go to page 444. History of, hold on, what chapter is this? 21. Okay, XXI is 21. History of chine. I think it's still chine. It's a TS to chine, like T'Challa. But it's TS, then it has chine in parentheses. History of chine of Japheth, founder of China. These are the generations of the 7 ascendants of Chine, the chosen of the Great Spirit, or Mas, otherwise in Phoenician, Eloah. That is to say, Suwong begat Haigan, who begat Aso, who begat Su, Yong, who begat Apang, who begat Tichuk Li. Oh, they had the last name Lee back then. Look. Ain't much change. Ain't much change. Who begat Tichuk Li, who begat Chine Lu, who begat Ashu, who begat Chine, gifted in Suis and Sargis of 6 generations. Of these, Su Young and Aso were prophets of Jehovah, or Mas, and Ashu was a seer, but the 6 generations could hear the voice, and they walked upright, keeping the commandments of Jehovah as revealed in the Zarathustrian law. That's good. I like this for China. Win for China. Ashu was a basket maker, and after the manner of the man Zarathustra, and Chine, his son, was the 4th birth of Ashu's wife, Song Hin. Like Moses, Chine was of copper color and very large, but his hair was red like a fox, and he was bashful and a few words. Ashu, i.e., Chine's father, said, I have had other sons. My words are wise and true. Chine was unlike any child born in the world. For a boy child or girl child, no physician could tell which, but rather to the boy kind was he. The angel of Jehovah, or Mas, came before me before the birth and said, the child shall be called Chine, signifying no sex, as it is written among the ancients. Iesu, having no earthly desires, for he shall restore the chosen people of Jehovah. Whereof I told the physicians before the birth, but they would not believe. Nevertheless, by command, so I got a question. I'm sure. How did they go to the bathroom? Maybe I'm just really ignorant. Tikva, hey girl, hey. If they had, yes, babe. That lady is not selling her vet. I'm telling you. Because she keep getting out of it. No, not Marilyn. The black lady. Yeah. She mixed with Chinese, right? I don't know if she mixed with Chinese. Okay. They ain't got no place, so they must have just bought it. The place going to back, baby. Baby, they got this place on the front. They got a place. It might be customized. I don't think my daddy had a plate on the front of his. He just had it on the back.
I just can't keep up. But you gotta have a plate up front. But look, forget all that. When you finish your reading, we're gonna go over there and knock on their door. I want it.
Everybody's not gonna sell their stuff to you.
Everything is for sale.
No, it's not. Don't start acting like
what?
What's the I forget the name.
Hey, everything you can buy.
No, you cannot.
Everything is for sale.
No.
Whatever. People say they okay. Because they ain't say the right amount. What you said?
Everybody has a purchase price.
Listen, no, and what else you say about what was that movie with Will Smith? I, Robot.
No, that's the right question.
There you go. You just gotta say the right word.
Okay. So back to what I was saying. Maybe Elijah listening, he said, tell dad to stop interrupting greatness. Listen, so for real, I got a question though. Anybody ever thought about that? The ISU, like if they don't make, like I said, maybe I'm lacking information here. But if they were born without sex, how do they go to the bathroom? Or maybe they just say they were born without sex because maybe they just didn't know. Because they couldn't tell if he was a boy or a girl. That's what you just said, right? I'm interested if anybody knows the answer to that question. Sex. A member, yeah. But yeah, born without it. And ISU. Somebody, well, listen, okay, so maybe I just answered my question. Listen, okay. Signifying, the child shall be called child, signifying no sex, as it is written among the ancients, Iesu, having no earthly desire. So maybe it's just, maybe they do have their members, they just don't have any earthly desires for sex. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you can say, but all monks, possibly 99.9% of them are not Iesu. Okay. Anybody knew? You wondered about it too? Okay, we're gonna keep going. All right, I'm gonna just read the whole verse 5 again. Ashu, i.e., Chang's father, said, I have had other sons. My words, hold on. I have had other sons. My words are wise and true. Why Chang was unlike any child born in the world, for a boy or girl child, no physician could tell which, but rather to the boy kind was he. The angel of Jehovah, or Mas, came to me before the birth and said, the child shall be called Chang, signifying no sex, as it is written among the ancients, Iesu, having no earthly desires, for he shall restore the chosen people of Jehovah. Whereof I told the physicians before the birth, but they would not believe. Nevertheless, by command of Jehovah, I sent for 7 physicians to witness the birth, lest it be said afterward, the surgeons have dealt wrongly with the child at its birth. These physicians came to wit, Imga, Seta, Am, Fa, Tigal, Si, Dujan, Ba Chang, and Kayan. They just making sounds. And they beheld the child born, whereto they made oath, and a record thereof, touching the strangeness of such a birth and of the prophecy of its coming into the world. This record was put in the Hate King library of record belonging to the Sun King. Being now in old age, I, Ashu, put these things on record, of which hundreds have come to ask me concerning the youthhood of Chime. First, that he was the laziest of all children and dull past belief. For his brothers and sisters mocked him concerning my prophecy as to becoming a great man. Second, he ate less than a small bird for Ak, and grew so thin we were ashamed of him in his childhood. Verily, he was nothing but skin and bone with a large head. And so here on page 445 is a picture of Chime. It looked like his body caught up with his head. And he got a star on his forehead, just like this person beside him does. I don't think it doesn't look like the woman has a star on her head, but this dude off to the side, maybe that's an older woman. She got white hair. She definitely has a star on her head. I can't really tell about the other two. Okay. Second, he ate less than a small bird for Ak and grew so thin we were ashamed of him in his childhood. Verily, he was nothing but skin and bone with a large head. Third, when he walked about, the stools and tables moved out of his way, and yet no hand touched them. Fourth, the angels of Jehovah oft carried him about the hut and would lift him up to pick fruit from the trees. Fifth, he never laughed, but was serious and pleasant, like an old man that had abandoned the world. But he spoke so little, no man knew whether he was wise or stupid. When he was 3 years old, his mother weaned him, or rather, he weaned himself. And from that time forth, he never ate but fruit and nuts and grains of rice. Okay. She just read your comment. That's funny. Okay. Verse 14, page 446. When he was 3 years old, his mother weaned him, or rather, he weaned himself. And from that time forth, he never ate but fruit and nuts and grains of rice. When he was 16 years old, he began to grow suddenly, large and strong and of deep color. Whereat I procured a teacher for him, but lo and behold, he could learn a whole book in a day. He learned by hearing once, neither forgot he anything he learned. That's my kind of learning. All these books I be picking up. Listen, in his 22nd year, he began to talk, and the angels of heaven spake through him also, and great was his speech. From sunrise in the morning until late at night, his tongue ceased not to speak, and his mouth was as if it were the mouthpiece of heaven. For when one angel had discoursed before the audience for a while, then came another and another, and so on. And when none came, then spake Chine himself. And there came before him men of great learning and philosophers to try him as to his knowledge, but they all went away confounded, as if they were fools. Neither was it possible to ask him a question he could not answer correctly, whether it was to read a tablet or to reveal the size and build of a temple he never saw, or the sickness of a man who was far away, for all things were to him as an open book. For 4 years, this great wisdom remained in him, and his fame spread from the east to the west and from the north to the south, and no man knew how far. When he was asked how far he could see and hear, he said, "Over all my land." And he marked with his finger, saying, "On this tablet, Chine land." Thus was the country named China, which it beareth to this day. And Sho said, "Suddenly Chine's abundant speech ceased, and he answered only yea and nay to all things. And he was silent for 7 years and 80 days. And then angels from the second heaven came to him. After that he spake not as a man, save in private, but he spake as the all light, whereof the world knoweth the rest." Chapter 22. Chine said, "I am a man only. I am the all light. My voice is that liveth forever. Worship not me, worship not man, worship all light. I am Jehovah, Ormaz, ever present. Because of my abundance in man, man openeth the mouth, maketh words. To know me is to know all things. He who striveth to me is my chosen. He who knoweth not me proveth not me. He who knoweth me cannot, I'm sorry, let me go back. Verse 2. To know me is to know all things. He who striveth to me is my chosen. He who knoweth not me proveth not me. He who knoweth me cannot prove me. To every self am I the self of that self. To perfect that self which is in all selves, such a man is one with me. To travel on such a road, that is the right road. Hear me, O man, I come every 3,000 years. I newly light up the world. Let me highlight this. I heard somebody say this. Verse 3. Let me make a mark up here. Okay, verse 3. Page 446. Hear me, O man, I come every 3,000 years. I newly light up the world. My voice cometh upon the souls of men. Thy all highest is me. Thy all lowest is sin. Two things only set I before thee, O man, the self that is myself and the self that is thyself. Which wilt thou serve? For hereon hangeth either thy resurrection or thy hell. In the time of the first of ancients, I asked the same question. Whoso said, I will serve thee, or Mas, thou all self, he was my chosen. Whoso answered, I will serve the self of myself, was Satan's. The latter went on the wrong road. Their trail was blood and death, war, their glory. They fell upon my chosen like tigers having pursued them. I called out in the ancient days, why persecuted ye my chosen and destroyed them? And they answered, they will not war. They will not serve our king. They serve the King of kings. They practice peace. They uphold not our God. But I stretched forth my hand from the second heaven. I bowed down to my virgin daughter, the troubled earth, Mala. And I took my chosen and put them in Brahma's hand, and they were shapely and fleet footed, valiant in love and good works. And I sent great learning unto the sons of men, and wisdom and peace and great rejoicing. And Mala, the earth, blossomed and was fragrant as new honey, and cleanly and full of virtue. Her daughters hid the thigh and the ankle. Their full breasts were concealed, and their words were of modesty. That's beautiful. Ladies, hide them thighs and ankles. That's got to be in our title today. I got to write it down.
Everybody want to see that? Everybody want to see the spider veins? No.
Hold on. Look.
That's good though.
It is. Hold on. Verse 7. Okay, verse 7. And Mala blossomed and was fragrant as new honey, and clean and full of virtue. Her daughters hid the thigh and the ankle. Their full breasts were concealed, and their words were of modesty. Her sons were early to rise, producing abundance, and with songs of rejoicing and with dancing. For my beloved shaped the ways of man. Their progeny were as the sweet blossoms of an orchard, and the fragrance of red clover. I said unto them, fear not, thy sons and thy daughters are a great glory to thee. Count thou the days of thy wife, and rejoice when the birth draweth near, for it is the fruit of me and thee. And they taught the little ones to clap their hands and rejoice. I made them for this. Sing, O earth. Hold up that. Listen here, listen. With my whole little praise that I gave before I started, I did not know we was going to be talking about a song, right? So, boy, this is so good. Look, verse 9. And they taught the little ones to clap their hands and rejoice. I made them for this. Sing, O earth. I got to do sing. Sing after being there today. That blows my mind.
This morning, though, you praising. That's good, though.
That just blows my mind. Listen. And they taught the little ones to clap their hands and rejoice. I made them for this. Sing, O earth, hold up thy head. I said to my beloved, for mine is a place of glory and sweet love, sparkling with good delights. None could restrain them, like young colts and young lambs at play. Their capers were unceasing and most tender. This was my good creation, the bliss of my chosen. This was my shapely earth in the days of peace, in the times of my chosen. Nor war, nor weeping was there, nor hunger, nor thirst, nor famine, nor fields laying waste, nor sickness, nor evil disease, nor cursing, nor swearing, nor lying, nor deceit, nor hardships and sore toil, nor any evil thing under the sun. I, the all light Jehovah, have spoken. Will they hear my words? How will man judge me, the Creator? Hath he gone amongst my beloved and my upraised who obey my commandments? Hath he seen the beauty of the earth in the hands of my chosen? Oh, that is beautiful. We don't even harm. Look, I was about to say we won't even harm a fly, but clearly yesterday y'all told me to, y'all heard me tell Josh find that fly and kill it. But it was a grasshopper, a huge grasshopper that got in my house. It even spiders. Like if we see them, I'd be like, don't kill it, just take it and put it back outside in his environment. Yesterday, everybody, I even took a picture of it. I probably should. I'm gonna show y'all. I'll post it later. I did. My son came down here, Jeremiah. He was like, where is it? Right here. He grabbed a paper towel and he was going big-handed about. I was like, listen, don't kill it, because it looked like he was about to grab it and smush. I said, don't kill it. Just let it just go close so it can hop up there and take it and put it back outside. Do not kill that grasshopper. And he's just like, I said, please don't kill the grasshopper. Put it outside the door. And he put it outside, looking at me and rolled his eyes. Let me read verse 11 again. I, the all light Jehovah, have spoken. Will they hear my words? How will man judge me, the Creator? Hath he gone amongst my beloved and my upraised who obey my commandments? Hath he seen the beauty of the earth in the hands of my chosen? O man, thou fool, thou goest into a dark corner and sayest, how dark? Thou goest before my enemies and sayest, what a vain creation, or searchest amongst them that serve me not, and says, miserable world, amongst them that hate me, and says, how wickedly they kill one another. Oh, that Jehovah had made a better creation. Thou criest out, there is no happiness on the earth. All is misery and sorrow and pain and death. And this is thy standard, O man, to judge thy Creator. Thou sayest, there is no peace, nor delight, nor love, nor harmony on the earth. Stubborn man, and contrary, and of narrow judgment. Oh, that thou wouldest stand in a clean place and high, and then judge. Hast thou measured my chosen, who have faith in my person? Who hast thou, I'm sorry, let me go back. Verse 14, page 447. Stubborn man, and contrary, and of narrow judgment. Oh, that thou would stand in a clean place and high, and then judge. Hast thou measured my chosen, who have faith in my person? Why hast thou treasured thyself and put thyself uppermost of all things? Who hast thou found that denied my person, but dwelt in lust and self-conceit? Where is thy standard, save the all high? What is thy dispute about what? Okay. Where is thy standard, save the all high? What is thy dispute about the all low? If I call myself the all high, art thou better pleased? If Satan calleth himself the all low, wilt thou be satisfied? Or shall a man not speak of the all high, nor of the all low? Are they not such things? And shall they not have names? The wicked hand riseth up against my chosen to lay them in death. And when thou hast trailed the earth over in blood, and thy hand is wearied with destruction, and thy little ones have not wherewith to eat, thou prayest, O Father, help thy little ones. I have spoken. That was good. Chapter 23. Jamia, shalom, shalom. All right, chapter 23, page 447. Shine spake Jehovah's words, saying, they have sought after pleasure, and after thee, O earth. They have bowed down to men, to the king and the rich man, and now behold their misery. The king said, come serve me. Take thy spear and thy strong bow and arrow, and come with me. I will show thee great delights. Thou shalt slaughter my enemies, and I will give thee wages. And they ran to serve the king. Yea, they washed their hands in the blood of my innocent ones, because the king said, brave, good slaughter. Then they were pleased, highly recompensed. I have said, ye are on the wrong road, serve only me, for I am good delights. Because ye slay one another, the land will not be tilled. Ye are hungered and ragged. And they queried, what will Jehovah give for wages? More than the king? Herein is thy wickedness, O man. Excuse me. Thou sayest, wait a little while, I will serve man first, and afterward Jehovah. What profit hast thou in thy brother's death? With all his treasures of gold and silver, what hast thou? Behold, even they that choose me and my ways, thou wilt not suffer to live in peace, because they say, my creator is my king, him will I serve. The king saith, go for them, slaughter them. They put Jehovah higher than me. And thou sayest, is it, and thou sayest, it is a good and wholesome thing to serve the king and kill his enemies. To serve my country by killing men, this is a great glory. But the voice of my beloved rose up to me, my lambs fleeing before the wolves and driven away from my goodly pastures. Behold me, I am come to them, to the lovers of peace and virtue and loving kindness. My hand is stretched over them in great power. My word is given unto them and is not dead. Let me highlight all this. Verse 8. Verse 9. I will call them together. They shall again hold up their heads and rejoice because of my presence. After Jehovah's voice came to chime, he traveled far and near. And because of his wonderful wisdom, men of great learning and even kings sent for him. And wherever he went, he preached after the same manner for peace and love and against war. For 3 years, Chine traveled, proclaiming the Creator above all else in heaven and earth. And then he rested 140 days, sleeping like a young child, saying naught more than a child would say. Then came a change upon Chine. He was as a new man in the world and not as a god. And he rose up, saying, my Father, creator of men, calleth me. I hear his voice. It is like a burning fire in my soul, moving me, not with pain, but with great power, he saith. Chime, my son, chime, my son. My house is on fire. My little ones are burning. Go thou, chime to them. They are in fear and trembling. They know not what way to turn. The kings of the earth have outlawed them. They are hunted down and are famished. Go thou to them, O chime, for that end created I thee alive in the world. Thou shalt be my voice unto them. Chime said, Jehovah saith, who can overcome the fire when he remaineth in the house? He goeth outside where there is water. Call thou my people out of the house of my enemies. Give them a wellspring of clean water. They are parched up and athirst. Say to them, Jehovah liveth. His love aboundeth. Come ye to the fountains that are not dried up. Come ye and hear the covenant of my son, chime. I swear to thee, O Jehovah, thou, my Almighty, I will have no other God but thee, thou Creator, all light, most glorious. Thou art my King, holy, holy, ever present. O my Captain, my all highest Captain. I salute thee in the rising of the sun, in the high noon, most mighty, and in the sweet setting sun. I know nothing but thee. To thee I swear this my most solemn oath, O Jehovah. Call thou up thy angels, holy and most wise, thy recording angels. They shall hear my covenant unto thee, my Creator. They shall write it in the books of heaven, O my Master. And whilst the sun standeth, and the moon, and the earth, and the stars, my oath unto thee shall stand up against me. Thou only shall be my king. Thou only shall be my God and heavenly ruler. All other kings I forswear, and all of the gods and captains and great rulers. None of them will I bow down to or worship forever. I, Chine, have spoken. I swear unto thee, thou great spirit, thou art my bond to the end of the world. I will not war nor abet war. To peace forever I am sworn. And though they impress me and torture me or slay me outright, they shall not force me. I will not draw one drop of blood in any man or woman or child whom thou hast created alive on the earth. I swear unto thee, thou all person, who art so large that the earth and the sun and the stars would not feel the hollow of thy hand, to be like unto thee, O Jehovah, fair dealing unto all men, as thou wouldest, good and forgiving, and without anger forever, and equally in all possessions with thy chosen, O Jehovah, to raise them up that are cast down, to deliver the afflicted and helpless, to render not evil, nor the fruit of anger unto any man forever, O Jehovah, and good to them that abuse me, and in my actions steadfast in thy course, my Creator. In my blood do I covenant with thee, by the veins in my flesh make oath forever, to wed not out of thy order the high spe. HI-TSPE. And right there, it is also reference letter J. So let's hop to the back real quick. Anukia, shalom, shalom. J says on page 459, one of the orders of faithists in China, equivalent to Hai Dang in some regions, 1882 edition. Okay, so go back to page 448, and I'll read verse 21 again. In my blood do I covenant with thee, by the veins in my flesh make oath forever, to wed not out of thy order the high speed. Blood of thy chosen shall be my heirs, and my heirs after me forever. Hear me, O Jehovah, I make a new covenant. It shall be written upon the firmament of heaven. I will do good with all my might. The tears and the suffering pour shall be as scalding blood in my veins. I will not sit down and rest, nor take my ease, nor hold possessions while they are in want. Prick me, O my Father in heaven. Sharpen my conscience keener than a sword. Drive me to labor for the poor and afflicted. Give me no rest, but whilst I am doing good unto them. Oh, that my covenant were set with swords, pointing every way, that I could find no peace but in serving thee, my Creator, Ormazd. And I were pure and strong and wise and swifter than life and death and as unfailing. And that my oath reached unto thy chosen, and they heard me, that my voice were sweet unto them and enticing like an early love, that they will come forth from their hiding places, thy faithful children, and not be afraid. I will go to them as a lover and bow down my head down to them for their long suffering and their faith unto thee, Jehovah. As a father that has not lost his son, as a father that has lost his son and found him again, I would take them in my arms, thy worshipers, thou all one, everlasting spirit. As a rose bush trampled in the mire, how they have been scourged, O Jehovah, poor unto death and ragged and scattered. But I would wash them clean and give them new soil. Their voices in song and praise should gladden the whole earth. That's good. Chapter 24, we have 40 minutes already. We ain't been here 40 minutes. Lord, have mercy. We have not been here 40 minutes. Okay, chapter 24. The great cities of the ancients in Japheth were destroyed by Jos, Tan, and his evil spirits who inspired mortals to war. And for the most part, it was a land of ruins, but thousands of cities standing beside the broken walls, were spared over the entire breadth of the land. Jehovah spake to Chine, saying, Now is a good time for my chosen. Behold, my enemies, the idolaters, know thou them by their soldiers. They are weak now. They pant with the labor of their great battles. Let my people come out of their quarters and hold up their heads. Say thou to them, O Chine, there is no Joss, no Hojoss, no Tayin, no no Potayin, to make you afraid. And whilst the enemy resteth, bid my sons and daughters arise. They shall inhabit the land that is spoilt, and cause it to bloom and bring forth abundantly. Call up my outlawed race. The enemy is sick of his wounds. His heart is ashamed and disconsolate. He is cast down. Chine went to Ashong and gathered up many converts, descendants of the faithists, the pure Brahmins, the line of Zarathustra, the people of the great All One, who accepted not gods and lords. And he established them and invented plows and mattocks for digging the ground, for these implements had been lost and destroyed hundreds of years, and no man knew how to make them. Chine said unto them, This is a good philosophy. Wait not till ye are well fed and clothed before ye bow down your heads at the altar of Jehovah. When ye have prayed and sung before him, then go forth into the field to work, and he will bless you. Remember the heathen. They say, First provide the natural body, and then the spirit. But I say unto you, Jehovah created them both together. And he who saith, First provide the natural body, never looketh to his spirit afterward. That's good. Let me read this again. Listen. Verse 5. Chine said, I got to highlight this. Just do all of this. Okay, verse 5. Chine said unto them, This is a good philosophy. Wait not until ye are well fed and clothed before ye bow down your heads at the altar of Jehovah. When ye have prayed and sung before him, then go forth into the field to work, and he will bless you. Remember the heathen, they say, First provide the natural body and then the spirit. But I say unto you, Jehovah created them both together. And he who saith, First provide the natural body, never looketh to his spirit afterward. In all things, give ye precedence to the spirit, as the creator is over all his works. So should the spirit of man be over man's works and over his corporal body also. Be the spirit first before the flesh, is what he was saying. Herein lay the foundation of wisdom of your forefathers, the Zarathustrians. For the heathen and the idolater who labor for self, what are they but servants unto the flesh? Some people labor for the raising of the spirit, which is purity and love and goodness and justice. Such people are on the right road to become great people. But when they strive, every man for himself, such people are beginning to fall. Her boundaries may be large, and her people increasing, but she hath a canker worm within that soon or late will let her down suddenly. Two extreme meetings are always dangerous: great wealth and extensive poverty. It not only devolveth on the rich to give their substance to the poor, but they shall go amongst them, teaching them and lifting them up. He who doeth not this, consider how vain it is for him to pray to Jehovah. His prayer riseth not upward. Let him himself first answer the poor. This is the opening of his own soul, so Jehovah can reach him. Boy, highlight that. Yo, listen to this. Helping the poor or those less fortunate than you is the opening up of your own soul. Yeah, the poor benefit, but it's you who really get the benefit, right? It teaches you how to labor for others and not just think about yourself all the doggone time. Listen to this. That's good. May we all learn how to do this. Verse 11, page 449. Two extremes meeting are always dangerous. great wealth, and extensive poverty. It not only devolveth on the rich to give their substance to the poor, but they shall go amongst them, teaching them and lifting them up. He who doeth not this, consider how vain it is for him to pray to Jehovah. Hold on, getting tongue tied. He who doeth not this, consider how vain it is for him to pray to Jehovah. His prayer riseth not upward. Let him himself first answer the poor. This is the opening of his own soul, so Jehovah can reach him. Remember thou that all men have judgment, and that they should be perfected to see the things from their own standpoint and not from thine. Consider then how unjust it is to foist thy opinions on any man uncalled for. Like, you can keep your comments to yourself. Listen, remember thou that all men have judgment, and that they should be perfected to see things from their own standpoint and not from thine. Consider then how unjust it is to foist thy opinions on any man uncalled for. So if ain't nobody asking you for your 2 cents, don't go casting it into the bucket. They don't want it. You can keep your 2 red pennies. If I want your advice, I'll come ask you for it. Chine established families of the chosen, but limited them to 200, and to each family he gave one priest, but he gave privilege to 4,000 people to dwell in one city. Chine said, Ye have been afflicted with gods. I was sent into the world by the Creator to deliver you unto liberty in the family. I am only a man. I have no authority in myself. Jehovah the Creator dwelleth freely in me. Ye can attain the same. Because he is within me, this shall be called Chine land, China, or today we know it as China. There is a time for this. My name is as a postmark. My name is as a post to mark the time when the Creator began his temple of peace, which shall extend over all these people. Jehovah saith, Why will man be vain of himself? Verily, have I not created one man on the face of the earth that is himself? He is made up of all oddities, soul and body. Consider his flesh, whence he received it and sustaineth it. Not so much as one hair on his head is of his own making, neither is it made out of new material, but hath been used over and over forever. Even so, his mind is not his own, not even his simplest thought, but he is made up of borrowed things from beginning to end. For so I created him. Think about that. Listen, from the time you listen, think about that. Even so, his mind is not his own, not even his simplest thought, but he is made up of borrowed things from beginning to the end. For so I created him. Like, really, we are. All the information that we learn it from somewhere else, unless we get it like directly from the inside of us. But then still, even that information don't come from us. We're literally just a facilitator of all the information that comes into our vessel. Like, yes, yes, no, no. Separate here, there, keep this. Nope, 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 yes, no, no. Move that. What in the world is that? Ooh, we're gonna put that to the side. Okay. Nope, 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 yes. Nope, 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 yes. Nope, 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 yes. Now all these thoughts you can pull together, we look at these and we study these and we make them our own. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Even so, his mind, let me go back, verse 17. Jehovah saith, Why will man be vain of himself? Verily, have I not created one man on the face? Hold on, I said that wrong. Verily, verily, have I not created one man on the face of the earth that is himself? He is made up of all oddities, soul and body. Consider his flesh, whence he receiveth it and sustaineth it. Not so much as one hair on his head is of his own making, neither is it made out of new material, but that hath been used over and over forever. Even so is his mind not his own, not even his simplest thought, but he is made up of borrowed things from beginning to the end, for so I created him. He imagineth I, who created him, am nothing, but even his imagination he picked up from someone else. What? Look, how true are these words? Think about this. The matrix, a bunch of ones and zeros are the thought forms. Look, listen. Even his mind is not his own, not even his simplest thought, but he is made up of borrowed things from beginning to end, for so I created him. He imagineth I, who created him, am nothing, but even his imagination he picked up from someone else. He gathereth a little here and a little there, and then proclaimeth what he knoweth. I mean, that's the truth, ain't it? That's exactly what we're doing here. Chime said, one man saith, I am normal, neither angels nor mortals rule over me. Yet he hath only boasted as a crazy man who will say the same thing. Another saith, behold my wisdom, the highest of angels discourse through me. Yet he knoweth not whether it be true or not. Neither do any of them know the foundation head. I'm sorry. Neither do any of them know the fountain head. For if an angel say it, the angel himself is made up of borrowed knowledge. Chine said, I saw a great mathematician one day, and he said, there are no gods, nor lords, nor angels, nor any all person. Everything is void. He showed me a book he had, and I asked, who made the book? He said, I made it. Nay, I made not the cloth, nor the binding. I made the philosophy that is in the book. Nay, I made not the philosophy, but found it. Nay, it was not lost. I led myself to find a philosophy. Nay, a man cannot lead himself. That I searched and found what was new to me, but so little of that book was his after all. I saw three angels standing beside that man, and they were laughing at him. I'm laughing too, G. I saw three angels standing beside that man, and they were laughing. I asked, I'm sorry, if I had asked the angels, they might have said, nay, the thoughts were ours. And had I looked further, I had seen angels back of them claiming the same things. Yet even such are not the highest. Wherefore I say unto you, all things come from an all highest. Name ye him what ye will. He who says Jehovah spake to me, he is the nearest, the mark of all. Okay. He is the nearest, the mark of all. For all good knowledge that cometh to man is Jehovah's word to that man, whether it come by an angel or by another man, or by the commonest corporeal thing, it is nevertheless from the all highest. For which reason bow ye not down and worship to man nor angels, but only to the highest Jehovah. For he is the figurehead and the pinnacle of all highest conceived of. And in contradistinction, the all lowest, the foot of the ladder, call ye darkness and evil and wickedness and sin and death and Satan. Attribute not to men nor angels this or that, for they themselves are not first causes, nor responsible, but in part, but attribute all good, high, best, and wise things unto Jehovah, and all evil, dark, wicked, low things to Satan. By these terms ye shall make plain to one another what ye mean. And it is an easy matter to look into your own souls and comprehend as to which of these two ye most incline. The soul may be likened unto a vine, which can be trained either upward or downward. And if ye desire to know if a vine be up or down, look ye for the fruit and not to the fragrance. But that's good. The soul may be likened unto a vine, which can be trained either upward or downward. And if ye desire to know if a vine be up or down, look ye for the fruit and not to the fragrance. Some men pray much, but as to good works, they are like a vine without fruit, but plenty of fragrance. Wow. Some men pray much, but as to good works, they are like a vine without fruit, but plenty of fragrance. Imagine being hungry and you smelling this fragrance and you go looking for the source of this fragrance and you find no fruit. It's going to piss you off pretty soon, right? Because you hungry. You think that beautiful smell leads to something beautiful to eat. Where we at? 57 minutes. This is good. This do sound like precepts of Shebrew. Chapter 25, page 449. Chine said, one man waiteth till he is rich before helping the poor. Another man waiteth for the angels to inspire him and give him wonders before he teacheth the unlearned. Another waiteth for the multitude to join in first, and yet another waiteth for something else. Beware of such men, or put them in scales where straw is weighed. The sons and daughters of Jehovah go right on. They say, it is the highest best. I will go in. Though I do not accomplish it, yet I will not fail my part. Consider ye the foundation of things at all times. Jehovah said, I created all the living to bring forth after their own kind. Be ye perceiving as to whom ye marry, considering as to the all highest inspiration common to your choice. Neither judge ye the all highest inspiration of any man or woman by their words, but by their works. For the raising up of the world shall be mostly accomplished by the fruit of judicious marriage. Chine said, I declare, let me go back and read that again. Verse 2. Let me just go back to 1. Yeah. Chine said, one man waiteth till he is rich before helping the poor. Another man waiteth for the angels to inspire him and give him wonders before he teacheth the unlearned. Another waiteth for the multitude to join in first, and yet another waiteth for something else. Beware of such men, or put them in scales where straw is weighed. The sons and daughters of Jehovah go right on. They say, it is the highest best. I will go in. Though I do not accomplish it, yet I will not fail my part. Consider ye the foundation of things at all times. Jehovah has said, I created all the living to bring forth after their own kind. Be ye perceiving as to whom ye marry, considering as to the all highest inspiration common to your own choice. Neither judge ye the all highest inspiration of any man or woman by their words, but by their works. For the raising up of the world shall be mostly accomplished by the fruit of judicious marriage. That is that. I had to read that again, right? So look at all the all the plans to destroy marriages, right? Because if you destroy the marriages, the fruit is going to be kind of, or it may be no fruit at all. It doesn't even get time to develop in righteousness, right? Neither ye judge the all highest inspiration of any man or woman by their words, but by their works. For the raising up of the world shall be mostly accomplished by the fruit of judicious marriage. It makes sense. Wow, it's a lot of attacks on marriages and destroying the home, separating the father from the mother and the children. It's all this kind of crap that keeps it up. TV shows and things. They're showing all kind of foolishness. Chine said, I declare a bondage unto men that they know not of, for it belongeth in the next world. Can you not stare that so loud?
I started trying to bring you.
Okay. Well,
to drink, so eat something before I play games.
okay. You done staring? If you need to say it that loudly, take that staring over there. That's good? Okay. Close that up, please. Chine said, I declare a bondage unto men that they know not of, for it belongeth in the next world, which is the begetting of selfish offspring in this world. For whilst their heirs are in darkness, they themselves cannot rise in heaven. Oh my God. I like that. It said, what? I'm going to read it again. Hold up. For it belongeth in the next world. Listen. Chine said, I declare a bondage unto men that they know not of, for it belongeth in the next world, which is the begetting of selfish offspring in this world. For whilst their heirs are in darkness, they themselves cannot rise in heaven. I mean, I guess that will fall under the same lines of a false God having to restore his kingdom, right? You can't rise until you help all these other people that was in your kingdom to rise up, right? And so what is the smallest government, smallest kingdom? It's a family, right? So it would make sense that those same rules apply. That's why y'all probably dreaming about mom and daddy and grandpa and they ain't going nowhere. Daddy, is that you? Yeah, girl. Listen. First of all, stop acting crazy towards your husband. He ain't did nothing wrong. It's all you. I taught you that you need to learn how to, you just need to learn how to say you sorry because you was dead wrong. It ain't gonna kill you. It's good for the soul because I can't go nowhere until you get this right. Now I got to talk to you by inspiration because I done lost my body. You need to learn how to hear. Listen, y'all, listen. Let's go back. All of this goes together. Chapter 25, page 449. Chine said, one man waited till he is rich before helping the poor. Another man waited for the angels to inspire him and give him wonders before he teacheth the unlearned. Another waited for the multitude to join in first. Listen. When I was just giving this a little hilarious example, I was talking about myself. Because my husband, this is early on in our marriage. He said, you are the most selfish person. I was like, I am. What do you mean? He said, and you don't even never say you sorry either. You just keep on going like everything okay. Like we don't supposed to address this. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, when I be giving these little examples, I'm talking about my own self. I'm putting myself out on Front Street. I'm like, well, darn, I am kind of selfish, huh? You know? Which is probably why we had a whole gaggle of kids to teach me how to care for others than myself, right? Right in the home. We need to turn them up to the highest levels we can turn them at their age to keep her, outside of herself, focusing on how to help the others. Put them in stair steps. She gonna get it every age, right? I got from the look, even when my youngest is 5, and it's kind of independent. Now we got grandbabies, right? Poopy diapers, all this stuff, like every age, all the way up to our oldest, 26 years old, like all the levels. She need all the levels. We need to help her be not selfish. She got to get this together before she leave here. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole gaggle of kids that she going to have to help raise up too. Look, bruh, Father, help me. Shine said, one man waited till he is rich before helping the poor. Another man waiteth for the angels to inspire him and give him wonders before he teacheth the unlearned. Another waiteth for the multitude to join in first, and yet another waiteth for something else. Beware of such men, or put them in scales where straw is weighed. The sons and daughters of Jehovah go right on. They say, it is the highest best. I will go in. Though I do not accomplish it, yet I will not fail my part. Consider ye the foundation of things at all times. Jehovah said, I created all the living to bring forth after their own kind. Be ye perceiving as to whom ye marry, considering as to the all highest inspiration common to your choice. Neither judge the all highest inspiration of any man or woman by their words, but by their works. For the raising up of the world shall be mostly accomplished by the fruits of judicious marriage. Chine said, I declare a bondage unto men that they know not of, for it belongeth in the next world, meaning after you die. For it belongeth in the next world, which is the beginning of selfish offspring in this world. For whilst their heirs are in darkness, they themselves cannot rise in heaven. Whew, boy, this just shooketh me deep down in my shanana. And like unto this, I also declare a glory in heaven to them that wed in self-abnegation, who do good unto others constantly and with delight, for they bring forth heirs to glorify Jehovah in good works also. To this end was the mark of the circumcision given unto your forefathers, lest the faithless women be led astray by idolaters. And yet, with all precautions, many fail, being tempted of the flesh, and their heirs descended lower and lower in darkness until they lost sight of the all person and believed not in him. The hand hard with toil will ensure a better heir than the dimpled hand of a proud woman. Wow. The hand hard with toil will ensure a better heir than the dimpled hand of a proud woman. The latter hath a soul of passions, and her offspring will have souls like a mixture of gall and sugar. Though they be sweet, they will prove to be bitter in the time to come. Now let's just take a moment of silence. Wow. Verse 8. I'm going to read again. The hand hard with toil will ensure a better heir than the dimpled hand of a proud woman. The latter hath a soul of passions, and her offspring will have souls like a mixture of gall and sugar. Though they be sweet, they will prove to be bitter in time to come. Consider thy heir. Show him a house with a head orderly, that he may grow up understanding the discipline of earth and heaven. The father shall be master in all things, and the mother shall be vice master in all things, to rule in his absence. For each family shall be a kingdom of itself. Right? This is the second time that it's like saying it in these words. For each family shall be a kingdom of itself, but no one shall be a tyrant, though he have precedence in all things. Sit not down by the table to eat until all stand about. And when they are seated, thou shalt say in thy praise, O Jehovah, receive we this, thy gifts. Be thou with us unto thine own glory forever. Amen. That's good. I mean, we do that as a family. We sit down and eat, and we won't start eating until we pray. My husband will pray most of the time until he tells one of the kids to pray, Most of the time we try to. Once we get our other table, we'll do it more consistently, because a lot of time they're eating here, we'll go in there, but sometimes we will sit down together. Sit not down by the table to eat until all stand about. And when they are seated, thou shalt say, in thy praise, O Jehovah, receive we this, thy gift. Be thou with us unto thine own glory forever. Amen. For the chief virtue of the words lieth in the discipline to the young mind, holding him steadfast after the orderly manner of the angels in heaven. And because he repeated it with thee, he learned to honor thee with good rejoicing. I'm going to read that again. For the chief virtue of the words lieth in the discipline to the young mind, holding him steadfast after the orderly manner of the angels in heaven. And because he repeated it with thee, he learned to honor thee with good rejoicing. Verse 14, and when the sons and daughters are yet small, thou shalt teach them to work, inspiring them above all things not to fall into idleness, which lieth at the borders of hell. But overtask them not, nor give them pain, remembering they are to be thy glory, which Jehovah bestowed unto thee to be in thy keeping, not for thy self-aggrandizement, but for their own delights and holy pleasures. For they shall sing and play and clap their hands and rejoice and dance. For these are their thanks unto the Creator, and the earth shall be glad because they came into the world. I love this. Verse 17, and we're going to pause after this. It's only 20 verses in this chapter. We're on verse 17. Remember thou that labor shall be delight, and toil a great delight. To have it otherwise to thy children and to thyself is to prostitute man, to be as a beast of the field. Let me read that again. Remember thou that labor shall be delight, and toil a great delight. To have it otherwise to thy children and to thyself is to prostitute man, to be as a beast of the field. So you should enjoy what you do, right? A lot of time we get is just because the hustle and bustle of daily life and things being all out of whack, we tend to fall to the mindset we got to do what we got to do. When toil it says it should be a great delight. Remember thou that labor shall hold on, I'm still reading wrong. Remember thou that labor shall be delight, and toil a great delight. To have it otherwise to thy children and to thyself is to prostitute man, to be as a beast of the field. But thou shalt bring them into groups, and their labor shall be a frolic and full of instruction. And even thy little ones shall learn that thou art but a brother, an elder brother, and one of the same Creator's children, teaching them that one who hoardeth and keepeth things in his own possessions is as a cannibal that eateth his kindred flesh and blood. Wow. And even thy little ones shall learn that thou art but a brother, an elder brother, and one of the same Creator's children, teaching them that one who hoardeth and keepeth things in his own possessions is as a cannibal that eateth his kindred, flesh and blood. Above all things, thou shalt teach them to keep holy and pure the body created withal, for herein lieth health and strength. To be foul is to be sick. To be sick is to be foul. Behold the heathen and idolater, the feeders on flesh and blood. In the time they boast of health, they stink as a carcass. Their flesh is congested and puffed up, their breath like a kennel of dogs. They got to go in the title today with the ankles and the thighs. Hold on. Your breath like a kennel of dogs. Let's go read again. Verse 19. We got one more verse after this. Above all things, thou shalt teach them to keep holy and pure the body created with all. For herein lieth health and strength. To be foul is to be sick. To be sick is to be foul. Behold the heathen and idolater, the feeders on flesh and blood. In the time they boast of health, they stink as a carcass. Their flesh is congested and puffed up, their breath like a kennel of dogs. Yes.
I can end the video.
Yes, shortly. I'm about to end it here in a few minutes. How can their souls be pure or their understanding clear? They have made themselves a festering stink house for the spirits to dwell in. I ain't even gonna be able to fit all this in there. A festering stink house. How can their souls be pure or their understanding clear? They have made themselves a festering stink house for the spirits to dwell in. And they say, Bah, I see no Jehovah. I know no all person. I deny the soul of things. Where is the spirit? I cannot see it, or the sound of its voice. I cannot hear it. And there be a great spirit. Let him come before me, and I will see him. Yea, in their filthy bodies they say this. Let them be pure, and they will understand the vanity of such words. This was so good. This was so good. And Cheyenne ain't even got to, I don't really know what he's going to get to yet, but it seemed like he's just warming up. You warmed up yet? What y'all know about Bruce Lee Roy? 25. Okay, so we'll pause right here. On page 450. I make my mark. That was good, y'all. Father, help us not to be festering stink houses. That's my prayer for today. Ending it. Okay. All right, y'all. Craig, shalom, shalom. All right, y'all. So it is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. August the 16th, 2022, day 187 of year 4, reading through the books of the law and the prophets. And of the four-year consecutive day count, it is day 1205. We read in the book of Ark of Bond, pages 444 to page 450. All right, beautiful people, that is it for today. It was a good reading, wasn't it, Jamia? I love this. I don't think I missed any questions today. This book is truly amazing, isn't it? Yo, I don't even know why we didn't even hear of it while we was growing up. I'm sure if my parents had heard of it, they would have probably brought it out or something. But hey, nevertheless, I'm glad we got it now. Francis, shalom, shalom. I just seen your name. Okay, I think I said hey to everybody else. At least those that said hey to me. And everybody lurking in the background. Hey. All right, beautiful people. Mom, shalom, shalom. Okay. All right, y'all. Check my messages. Okay, I'll check it. All right, creator, gang, gang. I love y'all. Bella. Bells. I just told her a couple minutes, right? Because she don't, when I say a couple minutes, she be like, yeah, I'll come back in an hour. I'm about to end it. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come out. All right, beautiful people. I love y'all. I will see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. Another great read. Thank you, Elijah. It's a great name. We named our first child. Clearly, y'all know our oldest son is named Elijah. Tikva, bless up, family. Bless up, bless up. Love to all. Have a beautiful day. You too, Kendrick. Okay.
See y'all tomorrow.
Mom.